Today we're taking a tour through a project that sits right at the crossroads of two of the most powerful building blocks on Stellar, Blend Protocol and OpenZeppelin's new Vault libraries. When you put those together, you get a perfect launch pad for an auto-compounding vault, something that takes stablecoin deposits in USDC, earns a yield on top of that, and then sweeps up all the Blend governance token incentive rewards and quietly swaps that back to USDC and puts everything back into the pool on the user's behalf. In this video, I'll walk you through the architecture behind that idea. I'll demo the React front end and explain how the smart contract builds on Blend, Comet, and the OpenZeppelin tooling. All the code for this demo is open source on GitHub, and there's a live example running on mainnet. It's only for testing, but it shows the entire flow end to end. So this code is hosted on GitHub Pages. If we go ahead and connect our wallet, we'll be using the Freighter wallet today. And we've got a wallet balance of $5, and we've actually got a vault balance, and we've been using this already. So if we want to deposit funds into the vault, we can deposit funds. We obviously have to approve the USD spend before we do that, and then we deposit the funds. If we want to withdraw funds, we can simply click withdraw and confirm that transaction. There's also a manual compounding function as well, which I'll explain once we get into the smart contracts. If we take a look at Blend Protocol, we can launch the application, connect our wallet, and we're actually using this Yieldbox v2. The reason we're using the Yieldbox protocol is because this has the additional Blend rewards. When we supply USDC, we get an APY of 12.94% and then an additional 1% in BLND emissions. This is the Blend governance token. Let's go back and have a look at the smart contracts. So we've got the front end code here. This is built in React, what we just looked at. All fairly straightforward using the JavaScript Stellar SDK. And then we've got the contracts. So if we go into source and library.rs, we're importing the Soroban SDK. We're also importing the Stellar OpenZeppelin Vault and Fungible Token libraries. This is the equivalent of ERC 4626. And we've got some public events and some storage types and data keys and that kind of thing. And if we go down, we get to the initialize function. So this isn't actually a constructor argument. What I wanted to do was deploy the contract with no input variables and then call initialize. And you can only call this once. So once it's been initialized, it will fail on all further calls, and that sets the pool up basically. It just gives a little bit more flexibility when you're running it, I find. And then we've got this compound function. This is really demonstrates a lot of the magic within the vault itself. It's basically claiming the Blend protocol rewards. So we're calling the pool client and .claim. So we're claiming the BLND. Then using the Comet pool. And the reason we're using Comet is because the backstop on Blend is actually using the Comet pool. So this BLND USC liquidity proposition is built on Comet. So it makes sense that's where the liquidity is. That's the pool that we should use. We're going to set up a token client here using the SEP41 token client. Call approve on the BLND token so the DEX can take those tokens from us, and then call the swap function. So we are doing swap exact amount in using the Comet client, passing in the BLND token. Note that we haven't got any minimum amount out, any kind of slippage protection here. This could potentially be vulnerable to if the pool was too small or there was MEV issues, something like that. We're only using really the additional rewards. It's a small amount of pool. The actual USDC within the pool isn't affected by this. I think with that big liquidity pool provided by the backstop, that's fairly safe anyway. So it just keeps it simple. If we scroll down a bit more, once we've got that USDC in our account, we're going to then push that back by calling approve. So we're going to approve the Blend protocol pool itself to take the USDC from our account and then submit that with allowance. So we're going to submit this function here, which is a request type to supply collateral, and we're going to send those funds to the Blend pool. The other thing we need to do within this contract, and something that's quite important, is we need to know the amount of assets that are actually held within the vault. So to do this, rather than keep a running total of the deposits, what we want to do is actually connect to Blend and find out how much funds we have available to withdraw. And we do that with this code here in total assets. We're overriding the total assets internal function of that library. We're creating a pool client, we're getting the positions, and then we're working out our collateral. If we scroll down a little bit further, we come to the deposit function. So this is when a new user is coming to the vault and is going to send funds in the form of USDC into the vault. He has to call approve first. Then we're going to call the transfer from function in USDC to move the funds from his wallet to this actual smart contract. So this vault smart contract holds that USDC funds. Once we've got the funds in the contract, we can then send them across to Blend. For the withdraw function, it's very similar. All we're doing is doing this in reverse, so we're going to take the funds out of the blend pool and then send it back to the user. Please keep in mind that this is a teaching example and it works and it was tested on mainnet, but it's for demonstration purposes only and it's not been audited with real funds and it's not suitable for investments. If you want to explore this yourself, then everything is available in the GitHub repository and there's a full tutorial link to in the description, along with resources for developers on Stellar. Thank you for watching.